Oh, Wilson. Don't you just love Tom Hanks? I won't have a bad word said against him.
Tom Hanks hasn't shied away from many things involving the occult and the Illuminati. I want to show you some video clips, but first I want to show you some photos of Hanks doing some Masonic hand symbols.
Just leave Tom alone.
Go nuts on my nuts.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Playing the Blinder with me, the Creaky Blinder. Now today's video was suggested by a subscriber, Rebel Wolf, and he wanted me to take a look at this video from a call for an uprising, claiming that Tom Hanks is an evil Illuminati member. So in the name of research, the first thing I did was check out A Call for an Uprising's channel, and he's got 488,000 subscribers. So I hate him. But anyway, forget about my feelings about A Call for an Uprising. Let's have a look at this video about Tom Hanks and then you can make your own decision. Tidy!
This is A Call for an Uprising. Welcome to today's show.
I hope we won't be talking like this all the way through the video.
I wanted to cover Tom Hanks. A lot of people on my website, acallforanuprising.com. Again, if you haven't checked it out, please consider becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month.
$2.99 a month, what a bargain, but not as much of a bargain as becoming a channel member here. That's only $1.99.
People have been asking me about Tom Hanks, right? A lot of stuff came up last year about Tom Hanks and I shied away from it. Mainly because I'm not going to sit here and speculate.
Well, I'm really glad you're not going to speculate, but let's explore that, shall we? On your channel. George Bush sends a message from hell. You will not believe how they are mocking Jesus. Satan on an aeroplane. The Kanye West circus.
You know, they can come forward, but sometimes these stories don't have much merit. But I do want to show you Tom Hanks and his connection to Freemasonry. Tom Hanks, you know, obviously we've seen these weird tweets that he does, right? He shows like a baby's pacifier, kids' shoes, like abandoned in the desert. Really strange stuff.
Strange stuff. Any stranger than a channel filled with the sort of drivel you have on yours?
Right? I remember they use humor and stuff to be kooky and witty and quirky.
Kooky? Witty? Quirky?
And everybody thinks everything's a big joke, but we know that all of these people in Hollywood are a part of the occult. They're a part of secret societies. We know what it involves. We know what it involves with children. We know that they make a mockery of this stuff and they constantly reference it as part of sigil magic and as part of their belief and their control over the masses.
Right, hang on a second. You said not that long back in this video that you were not going to speculate. And in this instance, know is a very strong word. How exactly do you know? Because it seems to me that people like you just go looking for this sort of thing. Then you know. But if you don't go looking for it, is it even there?
And Tom Hanks hasn't shied away from many things involving the occult and the Illuminati. I want to show you some video clips, but first I want to show you some photos of Hanks doing some Masonic hand symbols, which these are just more, this is evidence right here. If you want to put Hanks in anything, you want to say, oh, he's a this or he's that. Well, it's clear that he's a Mason just like the rest of these guys are, and probably way higher up in a different sect of the occult by now.
But how is it clear he's a Mason? Have you got any concrete evidence? Have you got something you can show us that's going to demonstrate that he's a Mason? Or is it just because he happened to be photographed with his hand on his chest like that? He could have been going, oh, bloody hell, that's interesting.
But you can see he's doing multiple references. He's doing the hidden hand reference, which is a very popular one. You'll see a lot of celebrities do the hidden hand. And he also does the hand on heart, which I've covered, which, of course, who else has been indoctrinated to do the hand on the heart? Well, all of us, right? Through the Pledge of Allegiance, which I have covered very early on my channel.
Or is it something way more straightforward? For example, when you speak to the camera for a living, you're always at a little bit of a loss what to do with your hands, especially if you're stood up when you're doing it. It's easier for me because I'm always sat down. My hands are usually out of shot. But if, for example, I was to use my hands, there's no reason why I'm swinging them about like this now, other than I don't really know what to do with them. So
the hand on my heart, this is another Masonic, reference to ISIS.
To who, sis? Don't be so bloody ridiculous. It's just having something to do with your hands. Like, for example, if you were trying to convey sincerity to somebody, you may say, that was really, really kind of you. Placing your hand on your heart because that's where sincerity comes from. Yes, that statement I just made was heartfelt, and I wanted to illustrate that by placing my hand over my heart.
To reference to giving their hearts, they put their hand in devotion to her and allegiance over their heart. It's a pledge that they take. This is the Pledge of Allegiance, but really this is another Masonic thing that they've indoctrinated people to do, and that's why they make us in school do the Pledge of Allegiance, right?
Now, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm not American, so I can't speak with any level of expertise on the Pledge of Allegiance. But I know that American countrymen are very, very patriotic, as are we Welsh. So if I had to hazard a guess, I would probably say that's why they teach kids the Pledge of Allegiance at school. It's got nothing to do with Freemasonry.
It's all part of how they do all this stuff. They indoctrinate us from day one with their crap. And then they make us all, sound like we're all Looney Tunes and crazy because we're pointing this stuff out.
Why is it that it's only flat earthers and other conspiracy nut jobs that you ever really hear using the word indoctrination? Why can't they just shake themselves, come to their senses and realise that maybe, just maybe, they're wrong?
Some of the other things with him, you'll see, obviously he's got magazine cover, somebody will say, well, he's just taking a picture, but they deliberately do stuff like this, holding, he's holding the camera over his eye. Well, what does that have to do with anything? Why is he holding a camera over his eye? Is he a famous photographer now? Am I missing something?
Or, I say again, the camera is in reference to the fact, coming closer, that Tom Hanks makes his money by performing in front of camera.
Right? Because this is what they do. This is how they show these things. They always are doing stuff in reference to one-eye symbolism, Masonic, secret society symbols, handshakes, all that stuff right in front of our faces. You've seen the collage before. How many celebrities do the 666 over their eyes? How many celebrities hold a hand over their eyes? What do you think they're playing, peekaboo?
Peekaboo. It's just the symbol for... Why did I keep my eye closed? It's just a symbol for okay. Okay?
It's your big magazine cover shoot with Time Magazine. Oh, I really want to put something over half my face so I can have one eye showing.
His face isn't down there. Perhaps he's just got an itchy armpit.
I mean, wouldn't somebody say, yeah, I've seen that before. You guys do it every month. But the problem is that regular people don't process this stuff. And that's what this channel is here for. I want to constantly show you the repetition and the patterns being used, because then you could sit here and you could go,
yep, a call for an uprising is completely batshit crazy, and he sees things that aren't there. He interprets things entirely incorrectly. And 488,000 people want to watch him saying these things. Okay, it's fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah, that is strange. They sure reference Satanism a lot. They sure reference the occult a lot. They sure do these signs and symbols a lot. But you wouldn't notice it because you wouldn't process it because you haven't been taught these things.
And the reason we haven't been taught these things is because they are all a complete load of old rubbish. And normal, everyday people don't feel the need to delve into things looking for things that just aren't there to begin with.
And you wouldn't process it because your brain's not going to reference, oh, Tom Hanks holding a camera over his eye, and then thinking of Bono doing the same thing, or thinking of Leo DiCaprio doing the same thing on another magazine cover. It's just an indoctrination, right? And Hanks obviously was in, the blasphemous garbage, Angels and Demons.
And there we have it, folks. The blasphemous garbage, Angels and Demons. Something tells me that a call for uprising may be a Christian or some other religious affiliation. Who knows? But that seems to be why he seems to come up with this idea that all Hollywood actors and entertainers in general are referencing Satan. Interesting.
The Da Vinci Code, right, which obviously is referencing the Illuminati and the secret society, so of course he'd be in it.
You do realize that these are just movies, don't you? And referencing the Illuminati doesn't make it any more real than Santa Claus being referenced. I wear an Illuminati ring. Am I in the Illuminati? Actually, I am, aren't I? I joined on their website, Illuminati.com.
Why wouldn't he be, right? And he's referenced it many times. I mean, he's talked in interviews about enlightenment. Okay, this is one of the key trigger words.
Trigger words for who? And what's wrong with enlightenment anyway? Please, enlighten me.
They believe that they're the enlightened ones, and so do the Satanists. They believe that they're enlightened, they're empowered, because that they ate, from the fruit in the Garden of Eden.
Ooh, because they ate some mythical fruit from the mythical Garden of Eden. Actually, let's do some research. The Garden of Eden is considered to be a mythological place by most scholars. Among those that consider it to have been real, there have been various suggestions for its location at the head of the Persian Gulf in southern Mesopotamia, now Iraq. Whew. Sounds dreamy.
And so they're the ones who were enlightened, and they've learned all this knowledge about Lucifer being God, and we're all so stupid, and they read the Bible backwards, and just the ridiculousness that they believe. Meanwhile, they don't realize they've already lost the war. But here's some clips of Hanks. He's on Saturday Night Live talking about the Illuminati, referencing it, you know, making humor of it, right? Making a mockery of it. He's in the movie The Blurbs talking about Satanism and the occult. But I'm sure these are all just a huge coincidence, right? There's always talking about this stuff. And then they come out to our face and they're like, no, God and the devil aren't real. They're just fictional characters that we always reference. And we always, when it comes to Satanism, we just always show these types of cannibalistic rituals occurring with people dressed up as the Baphomet with horns in their head. But no, we're all the crazy ones. So take a look at some of these clips.
Now for once, I will actually remember to pop a link to this video down in the video description, because I don't want to show the clips because they're off primetime TV and I don't want this video to get claimed, okay?
Now you'd be like, what does that have to do with anything? That's creepy.
No, it's not really creepy at all. I'm trying to earn a living doing this, you know? Can I say it any more honestly than that?
Right? But some of these people are so dumbed down, they're like, ha 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 ha, pacifier in the desert. Oh, abandoned children's shoes. Yeah, those are disturbing signs when you're finding abandoned children's shoes, multiple ones.
Now, not once since I've been making this type of video have I found something quite so amusing. Because we Brits don't call them pacifiers. We call them something that is far more relevant to a Call for an Uprising's channel. We call them dummies.
And then you're talking about it. But that's something that you could just make an allegation on without deep merit. And I understand that, so I'm not going to go that route. But connect that, and then connect all this other stuff. Connect Freemasonry, right? You can see that he's a Mason. He's talking about enlightenment. He's doing the hidden hand on magazine covers. He's doing the all-seeing eye on magazine covers, right? Just like the rest of them. He's in movies talking about what? Talking about satanic rituals. Oh, my goodness, right? And of course, it's a comedy, so they make it seem like a humorous scene talking about, you know, the neighbors being Satanists. Oh, ha 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 ha, because they're weird and but in reality, they're telling you the truth.
Mr. Uprising, sir, the truth is not a word that lends itself well to your channel. Paranoia, maybe, but definitely not the truth.
That these people exist, but doing it through comedy and humor is how they get away with it. They deflect off of it and they desensitize people so that they think all this stuff is fake, yet they constantly are referencing it every single day. And it's amazing that the people out there don't see it.
But the thing is, to people like me and people like the people watching this video, it's amazing to us that there are people like you that do see it, because you're just seeing things that aren't really there. Your interpretation of what's going on is completely from left field, and I don't understand why everything must be a lie. I can't even begin to comprehend what it must be like to live your life in fear of everything, even something as simple as a hand gesture, and read into it to the point where you become completely paranoid and scared of everything. Because that's what it seems you are, is completely terrified.
So here's Hanks, you know, and don't forget the hand over the heart.
But his hand isn't over his heart. There's a guy next to him, face down in a plate of food, and he's pointing in a humorous way, as if to say,
look at that guy.
His hand isn't even over his heart.
Another indoctrination of Freemasonry in our society with the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, what isn't an indoctrination from these people? It's something that we look at and we're like, oh, that's just normal, common stuff that we've been taught that we're supposed to do.
Well, I will say that in my opinion, hand gestures are entirely optional. Nobody's been taught that they're supposed to do them, but a lot of people use them because it's all part of speech. A lot of people speak with their hands. What are you gonna do? So, anyway, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Is Tom Hanks just a really talented actor who happens to have been in a number of films that reference the Illuminati? Or is Tom Hanks evil? So, if it's your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and consider turning on bell notifications. That way, you'll never miss a video. I'm the Creaky Blinder. Thanks very much indeed for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.